this is our very simple conveyor model, but usually we want to use such models multiple times, and that's how we can do it. So far we are working in a part studio right here, but to make them available to use many times, we will continue our work in assembly, and then we want to add transport surface and the photocell into our assembly in a certain place, and then confirm. After that, we have to group those two parts together so they stay in the same orientation when we uh, try to place that assembly in another assembly, which we're going to do right now. Create assembly, and before, let's rename it, the one with the conveyor, and this is gonna be our conveyor line. Yes, and there we go here, assemblies, and that's how we add the first conveyor and another one and another one, as many as you need. And then to make them aligned in a one line, let's say, we're gonna use planar mate. So we select the surface that will have to be moved uh, to the other object, and then we confirm. And the same we do with the third one. Okay, and it still looks very basic, but that's how we can arrange multiple objects without drawing them again, as we did at first in the part studio. So now we have the part studio where we drew the basic objects. Then we have the single conveyor that consists of the photocell and the transport surface. And the third tab, the second assembly, is the conveyor line, which we built with those simple conveyors. And now when we go to our simulation, let's make it right size for the recording. That's how our previous simulation looked like, and we can import that what we just created. So we have the part studio, the single conveyor, and conveyor line. And it got imported like this. So we have three different conveyors with sub parts. But to make it look better, I prepared another conveyor line uh, that is actually a loop. This is a loop. But maybe before I do this, I'm gonna select those and shift them somewhere away from the central point. Oh, I missed the photocells. Um, right, same here. And now let's import the line that I was talking about. Okay, so it looks like that. It also is built out of single objects, and there are two round conveyors that allows us to go round in a loop. Yeah, I will save it just in case. And now let's look into the TwinCAT. Initially, we had just these three variables that were used to simulate the simple conveyor with a pusher. But this time we need much more to control all the 10 conveyors that we imported. And just for now, I will tell that the structure is like there's a function block for the conveyor line, and that inside this conveyor line we have an array with 10 conveyors inside, and they are initialized here, registered, and each conveyor needs to know which another conveyor is downstream. So that's where it is set for each of 10, and the last one points to the conveyor number 1. So we create a loop. But maybe that's enough for now, and then we're gonna activate it. Okay, and then back in the ProtoTwin, we want to take a look at the tag server. So these are the previous tags, and now let's see what we get after importing the new objects. So in the conveyor we have a photocell with a hardware input, and also the output forward. This is used for the conveyor motor to run, and some additional input with feedbacks, but for now we're not going to use them. And then the structure in that line goes like that. So this is the first, second, third, and then there is a round conveyor, fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth, and another round conveyor. So for those new objects, we have to do the same. So we add physics, kinematic, the layer is going to be conveyor, and then transport surface. So we point where it should go, and we add the motor. Okay, and now that's going to be our photocell sensor. And we want to detect the product, and we assign the block and clear. What I changed compared to the previous video, I changed the opacity and this parameter to make it look transparent. Okay, and then we can go here to see Conveyor. Conveyor 1, that's what you're looking for. Motor 1, forward, and that's going to be a transport surface of this motor, and then state. Okay, and then process cell, and it also goes to bindings. So we need that for the cell, and the sensor and state is already assigned. Okay, but now we have all of them to be configured this way. For now, there's no other option to do it. We have to do it by hand. In the future, they are planning to introduce something like assets, where you can multiply your objects with all the components and features that you configure here. But here we have to do it for now all by ourselves. We have all the points. We just check if all of them are Mike. All the answers are Mike. Yes, I forgot you. Mike. This is okay. This is the layer missing something inside here too. Okay, this should be fine, and that will be dynamic, and the layer is product. Okay, let's save it. And now we don't want to do the bindings manually like before. That's why we will use this option of exporting the bindings to CSV file, and then yeah, let's edit with Google Sheets to add all the bindings for the rest of the conveyors automatically. So what we have here, let's add. These are the previous bindings that for the simple pusher. We don't really need them here. We will just focus on these new conveyors. So we have conveyor 1 photocell, and then the motor output. And the next we want to import it will be number 2, and here we'll use a formula to compose the same pattern. create this number. Okay, it looks the same. And we do it also here. Okay, this is done. And now the entity side. This was the tag, and then the entity side. Which object will take that variable? Okay, it takes some time, but I think it's better anyway. But if there are many objects to configure, it should save some time to do it this way. Something's wrong. Yeah, some command sound missing. Now hopefully it's gonna be fine. So import again. Yeah, that looks better. And now another thing that we want to do is to make this object a button for creating boxes. Momentary. Okay, and that's gonna be manual creator. And we will add some IOs. So we take create button. Yep, and then state. It should the boxes should appear when we press this button. So let's save it again. And now let's see what's going to happen when we play it. So to push the button, it needs to be like that. We have it, and now we want to go online. We are online with this. So let's make it a little bit smaller so we can take this HMI where we're gonna start hopefully the whole line. And to do that, we just clear the state, reset, and now we go start. And there it is. The box is started moving, and we can create more of them. There are some gaps created. Let's see if they go around the whole loop. And here we can switch between conveyors by choosing which one we want to observe. Okay, let's load some more. Yeah, but that one is already, that's conveyor number 2, and it's already an energy saving mode. And now it should be reset by that box. Let's insert some more. Okay. So that's how we were able to make a whole loop with 10 conveyors imported from the Onshape and the bindings with some problems, but we've managed to import them from a CSV file that we didn't have to do it by hand. And yeah, maybe last thing, let's see what happens if we stop the conveyor number 2, which is this one. Yeah, so it really stopped, and I think, yeah, the gap here is now not able to grow to the desired value, and everything stops till we restart the conveyor number 2. And yes, now it can move again. And all the other boxes should start now with creating desired gaps. Next time we're going to try to do something more dynamic, and maybe we'll dig into the whole concept of SPT framework that I used to create those blocks and those objects that we could import into ProtoTwin, the 10 conveyors that were defined in an array in TwinCAT.